Oh, yes, right up front. Ricky. I know you need to sign in real quick, but I need to.
Yes, that's for me.
Okay, okay. All right. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Don't look at me with that attitude.
I can and I will.
I know you do.
All right, it is, dang, it's October already.
Yeah.
How many days till Christmas?
Like 95.
How many shopping days till Christmas?
We're not ready for this yet.
84 shopping days till Christmas. Oh, we can't start yet. I gotta go for my jog.
See you.
Get your exercise in.
Yes, I didn't get to go for my run this morning, so now I can say I did. But it's not on Strava, so it doesn't count. Most of you have no idea what I just said. Strava is an app that your runs go onto, and all your friends can see your runs.
Your progress.
Oh.
With me and my running buddies, we always say if it's not on Strava, it didn't count. All right. I'm out of breath.
Oh, you're really in trouble then.
I'm not. What's with all the blank spaces here? Come on, guys. What number you guys want?
22.
Number is 6. Jeff Wilson.
Yay, Jeff.
See,
That was holding me back.
it pays to show up to the meeting. All right.
Okay, what is today?
It's not. So
It's holiday.
every once in a while, it's holiday. Every once in a while, I gotta admit, I'm not nice sometimes to Zorn. So every once in a while, I declare it a Be Nice to Zorn Day. But I am the only one that can declare it, not you.
Thank you.
Today is not that day. Take pictures, check it on Facebook. Where is it? Where is one? Aren't these cool? Yeah, so Scott Watson, Watson Home Inspections is our breakfast sponsor for the morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome. Wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
Morning, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope everyone had a chance to grab some breakfast. If you didn't, we're gonna of course leave them out there. So grab some, and there'll be plenty left over. So you can take some to your clients, even right, just box ready to go. What I want to do is just talk a little bit about our company and what we can help you with, how we can be a team player, but also kind of like what the top 10 things that make a good home inspector, right? Because sometimes you're giving out multiple options for inspectors, and maybe you don't know exactly what is required, what's part of the license, what do we have to do, what do we not have to do. And so I was just going to briefly talk about that. And so first thing is communication, right? I'm sure all of you have done a lot of transactions, and you have that home inspection, you get through to the end. I could be the best home inspector in the world, I can find everything there, but if I can't communicate it effectively, whether it's a big problem or a small problem, we take a charge neutral approach. We don't make, mountains out of antehills. If there's something major going on, we know how to approach this in a communication way. My background is in UNLV, bachelor's degree in communications, and so I custom created my own inspection report so that way we can do this and customly train all of my inspectors to be able to have the same approach no matter who you're having with you. And also some educational reporting. What I mean by that is that same thing with the home. We can go through the home and inspect it, everything that's required for us to inspect. But if we don't do it in a scientific way of the home, then we're going to miss out on a lot of things. So my background is also new home construction. That's where I came from, and I love new home construction. And we would build a house from slab all the way up to the roof. But for example, if we're testing plumbing, and it's a 2-story home, and I test plumbing on the bottom first and work my way up. Right? I'm not going to tell if all that stuff is leaking from the top down. Water's going to flow down, so I have to check in that way. There's a lot of different things that you have to check in a certain way, not just do it. And so that's what we do on our educational reporting. And also for new builds, for pre-drywall, we had that education to be able to report. And sales. So yes, I do consider us part of a sales team with you guys. Right? This is a sales approach. Back in the day, I also sold cars. And that was way back in the way, but I knew that people come in, right, and they had a budget. And they had a certain car they wanted to have, everyone comes in, they want the Mercedes, they want the BMW, they want, the Maserati, whatever it is, but they can't always afford that. So we're in the sales approach, and same thing with you, you're helping them find the house that's gonna fit all their needs, right? And especially their budget, they have to be able to afford it. And sometimes there could be a tear in the leather, but is that going to stop that car from getting to where they need to go? No. So you're right, it's also part of a sales approach. So if we can't close that deal with you guys, we recommend that all clients come the last 30 minutes of inspection so we can do that walkthrough with them and make them feel good about the inspection report, and that when those pictures come up, they're going to, oh yeah, we talked about this with the inspector. So how would your clients find some value in Watson Homes inspection? Now there's some things that we can do that are above standard. And so I say we go above standard, and the first thing maybe you'll think is, gosh, this guy goes above standard, he's gonna call out every paint, every cosmetic thing. The report's gonna be about 100 pages. No, our reports are not 100 pages. I've seen that, right? Ridiculous. We're not there to kill a deal with cosmetic stuff. The clients can pick that out and nitpick different cosmetic things if they like. But what I mean by going above standard is an outlet in a room. Does everyone know how many outlets an inspector has to inspect?
Well, it depends if you can see them.
Yeah.
Wow, you're the first person that's ever known exactly, right? A representative amount of outlets, right? And that is, definition, 1 outlet per room. Ridiculous, okay? I don't want to get that call from your clients that they go to plug in their 70-inch TV that they just hung on their wall and that outlet's not working. Right? And they call you, and then you or they call me, and I go, well, I didn't inspect that outlet, I inspected this one. Can you imagine that answer? I hope you would be upset with me if I told you that answer. Same thing with windows, a representative amount. Now usually there's 1 per room, but we want to inspect every window we can get to. Now some homes are occupied, and so we let them know if we can't get to all the outlets. We don't know if there's a couch in the way, we let them know if there's a bed in front of the window. But same thing, if that window's broken and this one's working, right, I want to know which ones are not working. We also use infrared. Infrared is included. We're all-inclusive inspection company. So we include the infrared imaging as part of our report. So we don't scan and walk through the entire house and call it insulation, this and that. We're going to scan the plumbing areas. We test all the appliances. This is the dishwasher. This is the exact same picture side by side. Do you see any water here? Very hard to point out, but after a dishwasher run, we're going to come through and check. We're going to have these streaks of water coming through. So right here, clear as day, I don't have to get off for, we can see the dishwasher's leaking. We can also look behind on the drywall, and it can let us know if we have leaks. A bathroom here. This bathroom here. Can you tell any leaks? Does this look, just looks like an old shower, right? So right here, knowing the infrared to be able to scan it, all these blue streaks here allowed me to keep looking further into this and see what's going on causing this. Is it just the shower spraying all over the place? No, this shower's been leaking behind for a long time. It's been able to hide. There's no stains anywhere. Just from the infrared, we picked it up. Now you can say, man, a leaking shower all the way behind it, that killed the deal. Anyone here think that killed the deal?
Yeah.
Should, right?
Yeah.
No, it completely didn't. It actually turned things completely around, because not only do we use it as a sales approach, you guys are awesome negotiators, right? That is part of your job, is to negotiate these things. So this person, they found this house, they love the house, the price is right, it's in the right area, and now they have a shower that's leaking, but they got the perfect house, and now they had a $20,000 remodeled bathroom before they moved in. Because what's that seller gonna do? Sell it with a leaking shower? No. So they just fixed it, and now that person has a brand new shower because we were able to find that ahead of time because of the tools that we use. We also do mold inspections. So on site, if we see that, kind of problem where we look under the sink and you have some black substance or whatever, we can do it on site. We can do some testing, we can call them ahead of time, because there's no way you know what it is without testing. And so I just want to make sure that your clients don't have more questions after inspection than when they started. If they have more questions after inspection, then I didn't do my job. And I definitely didn't help you out, because they're gonna call you with all these questions, and now, well, okay, I gotta get a mold person, I gotta get a remediator, I gotta get an electrician, no, I'm trying to get those out of there and those questions. So this is actually a brand new home. This is a new build. It had mold, the whole attic was covered. This is some other kind of mold problems that you can find in the sinks in the bottom. This is an example of the reports that we get. I won't go into too much detail, but just to give you an idea of what kind of pops up when we send these out. And you can see, it just tells you, not elevated or here, unusual. So we got something going on, it marks the X, it tells you what kind of mold's there, and then it gives you an example of what it is. Because everyone just thinks mold, and they go, it's black mold, right? We're all gonna die. Not every mold is black mold. We have a mold specialist here today, and so he's gonna be able to talk to you a little bit about that. And so we can just give them that information. Some molds don't even have spores that are airborne, right? And so there's a lot of different types of mold, and usually it's not like the death-killing scary one. I've only come across it like 2 times in my years of inspecting, and one of them was that sink. But usually they're like glowing, right? If it's a bad one, it just looks scary. It really does. Also, the coolest thing is that we have free warranties after inspection. Well, what do I mean by that? It's not a home warranty. Okay, I actually have a home warranty myself. I recommend home warranties. This is that little cushion in between after closing. This is 90 days for your clients, that they get a free warranty. If we said it's working in the home while we inspect it, then it's going to be covered in a particular way. So the company will just send them a check. They just have to get it checked by a licensed contractor, and then if it's covered, they'll send them a check for what that is. So a little bit of cushion, the peace of mind while they're buying a house. I know people are going in, they're spending all their money. They don't have that extra $100, right? They don't actually, the water heater goes out as soon as they move in. Dishwasher, something like that. We want to make sure that those are covered for them if it's working during inspection. So, and the coolest thing on there, if you're gonna look real quick, this is our folder. So we have just kind of a fun flyer in there for you guys. So feel free to look through that later. This is part of the warranty system. It's called Recall Check. This is free marketing for you guys. Raise your hand here if anyone has free marketing for them set up. Is anyone doing free marketing for you? After an inspection, I think you're going to notice this guy that's on here, okay? Your logo, your brand, your picture is going to be on an email once a month to the clients, letting them know if they have an open recall on their appliance. Okay? And also, if that open recall comes up, you're going to get that email. And now you know, oh, Susie, she closed 2 years ago, and she has a dishwasher with a recall if she kept up with the system. Can you imagine that call you can make to Susan and say, hey, I'm not sure if you saw your report, but you see you have a recall on your dishwasher? It's a little better than the phone call like, hey, just checking in again, right? You have a reason to call them. So some really cool free marketing for you guys that they're gonna get once a month. Our brochure's in there. Make sure you take this, give it to your clients, because these have a scratch off. They can bring it there, they can scratch it off, get anywhere from up to $9 all the way up to a free home inspection. They have to scratch it off at the inspection from the inspector, and that's for them. And then also, I understand that you guys are taking a lot of trust giving us a call. And that's why we back our inspections with a 200% satisfaction guarantee. If you show up to the inspection, if the client shows up to the inspection, they're not 100% satisfied with that inspection, we will not only refund them for that inspection, we will also pay for another inspector to come out and inspect. We're that confident, and we just want to ask you, for your very next inspection, give us a call. Give us 5% of your trust. We'll earn the other 95%. Thank you. You're welcome.
Not that I have an ego or anything, but I think my picture needs to be bigger.
I'll work on that.
Lisa,
Hi, good morning.
good morning, Lisa.
Nothing earth-shattering happening in home warranty right now, except for we still are warm. People are still filing AC claims, so keep in mind if you guys are taking listings, please put that free listing coverage on there. If you need help talking about it to clients, how to present it during that listing presentation, get with me. We'll talk it over. It's super easy. Nice to fit it into your listing presentation. It does a couple things that set you apart from the competition. If you don't know that you're competing for that listing and you're the only realtor that offers that free listing coverage, that could help you win the listing. So keep that in mind. It also sets the expectation that the seller is going to probably end up paying for a warranty at the close of escrow versus not mentioning it to the seller when you're doing that listing presentation, then getting an offer from a buyer asking for them to pay for a $600, $700, $800 warranty, and that's the first thing that they counter out. Keep in mind too that you can use the warranty to make potential repairs after the home inspection's been done. So when you get that request for repairs and it looks kind of lengthy, we all know the anxiety that you get to take that to a seller. We know the seller has anxiety, not even wanting to look at the request for repairs. So when you get that request for repairs, if something looks kind of costly, AC, there's appliance not working, something like that, shoot a copy of that request for repairs over to me. I'll take a look at it, so then when you go back to the seller and you can say, I know this looks kind of lengthy here for the request of repairs, but I talked to the warranty rep that we put in place for this property, and it looks like maybe items 2 and 7 would have coverage. It kind of relieves a little bit of that anxiety and that stress when you're going over that. The other thing also, coming hopefully next month, I submitted a 1-hour CE class to the division this week, so we should have it approved. So it'll be 1 hour free CE for you guys. So as soon as I have that approval from the division, look out for that. We'll do some lunches, we'll do some free CE in the class. So any other questions you guys have?
We love free.
And we love CE.
We
Well,
love CE.
yeah,
And we love,
the necessary evil, Brandon.
and we love food. So
And you love me.
we
Okay.
adore you.
Thank you.
All right, Rev Up. Tomorrow is the last of this series of Rev Up. We're going to change it up and take a couple week break and then come back. Food truck out there. It is Pizza Stoned. That does not mean you need to. Never mind. Blood drive coming up October 14th, just 2 weeks. I have signed up. If you could give blood, sign up. Ricky's scanning it, so I'll wait for Ricky. All right, our annual Halloween party. It's always a big success and a big event. It is, put it in your calendar. It is going to be October 30th, Thursday, is Booze and Booze. Love that. We typically have a theme to dress up, and our theme this year is cartoons. Is cartoons. So that is our theme. Should we disclose?
No.
Character?
Cartoon characters, yes.
Like Supergirl.
So that is October 30th. Lots of fun. And we have a, where is it? A chili cook-off. So have your favorite, bring your favorite chili. I've won it every year, so I don't know why you need to bring it. I have won it last 2 years in a row, haven't I?
Until now.
Until now.
Oh, Bree's throwing out the gauntlet. All right, October 30th, put it in your calendar. Anthony is not here. There are some classes coming up though. This is Wednesday the 8th. That is also the 8th. So there we have these around, so I'm just zooming by.
So we're not gonna have a sales meeting on that day of the party, right?
No.
That is correct. Another class there. John is not here.
I'm here.
But 2 minutes.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well, really, I just wanted to meet you guys again. Thank you for allowing me to be here. If John's not here, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna try to be here 3 times a week. And I am very excited to work with each and every one of you, if you allow me.
She has lots of experience, what, 20 years in the business?
22.
22.
So I've been a loan officer since I moved to Vegas from San Diego, and I've been with different companies. I've worked with builders, I've worked with call centers, I've worked with brokers, banks, and now you guys. I want you guys to be my best clients. And I work really hard. Actually, I work a lot. So I will go to your open house if I don't have anything for that weekend. So let me know. I build flyers for you. I can do that, and I can also do a payment thing that I did for one of your open house. So listen, guys, I'm here all the time. I'm only a phone call away. I'll meet your clients here if you want me to.
Yes, so we have a transaction together, just being on top of all the communication. Have been cheers to meet you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So reach out to her if you have any lending questions
Yes.
at all, whether
Okay.
she's here or
I gotta
she's
show
not
you guys
here.
something about tariff from China. I ordered this, so when I come to your office, I'm gonna put it up that I'm here, but they forgot the R. They forgot the R. So I kind of put the R in smiley face.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's talk stats. We went over these stats last week. They're virtually the same as last week. You know, 2,064, 2,066 solds, 10,382 to 10,358, virtually the same. Here's an important one, our month's inventory, 5 months of inventory still. Who's representing buyers right now? Yeah, how's it going out there? Writing offers? Any multiple offers?
None that I run into. It's really
No?
slow.
But there's lots of inventory, right? All right. I gotta show you something. For those that have bought, does anybody have a buyer in the $750,000 range by chance? Look at this beautiful listing here. It's in the northwest part of town. It is listed at $750,000. It
What will
is,
the owner take for it?
well, you know what? He'll take a look at all offers. I know that much right now. Look at how beautiful that house is. It's gorgeous. Look at that. $750,000.
I know.
No pool. Two bedrooms, spare bedrooms. It's 3 bedrooms and a den. The den is, oh, look at that laundry room with those beautiful cabinets that he put in himself.
Somebody's selling?
Yes.
The den
He's
is currently being
advertising
used.
for himself.
The den is currently being used as a gym, however, it doesn't get used. But it looks good.
Nursery, clear.
Those medals were actually earned, trust me.
It's
Now, I'll tell you, this one gets used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the wet bar. And you know what? He may even throw in the wine bottles if for the right offer. More
If it
wet
has a
bar.
vineyard, I'll buy it.
What's that?
If it has a vineyard, I'll buy it.
No vineyard.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. Look at it.
Oh, wow. that's
Coffee bar.
Walk-in pantry.
Walk in, I don't have any pictures of, or he doesn't have any pictures. We'll have
Price right?
Back.
It's priced. I want to show the backyard.
They disappeared.
I think you have network issue,
What's that?
network issue.
Clearly a network issue.
Excel.
All right.
Back in.
I guess no backyard pictures. Maybe I'll show them. All right.
So apparently that's one of the 10,358 listings for sale.
That is one of the 10,000. But you know what I learned the other day? That, where did I learn this? That, was it from Stephen? I think it was Stephen last week. He says that the $750,000 and above is considered luxury.
Right, that was it.
All right, enough fun. I mean, it's not fun. Bring me an offer. It's my house.
Can I see
Bring
the
me an
backyard?
offer.
How big is the backyard?
Oh, you gotta show them to get the
It's
backyard.
overpriced.
6,997.
The backyard is, we'll pull it up
Is
at
it
the end.
Is it full size?
No,
Oh.
well, it's not full.
But he's got.
But already has an in-ground spa.
Oh, it's, okay,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
He's
All
giving
right,
fi-
with that being said,
He's giving 5%.
Dennis. This is Dennis Whitaker. I've known Dennis for 25 years.
Absolutely.
And he was my preferred home inspector years ago. Now he is he's all about mold.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves. We've been in town. I've been in town since 1972. And in the 90s, I started another company for like EFIS system. It was for water intrusion. I worked with a lot of contractors, architects for commercial buildings. One of the reasons I got into this, because we found out they had mold in a lot of these commercials. So I've been in this business started up in 2002. So we've been doing this business for 23 years. This is all we do. I used to be a home inspector many years ago. In 1999, I retired from that and started doing this. But anyway, I'm just gonna introduce myself. Like I said, we've been here for many years. I'm here to stay. And what we wanna try to do is work as a team for mold. What we do, you have a great home inspector that does that, but we go a little bit deeper in different things also. So then again too, we can write protocols also. But I'm gonna have Lisa, she's gonna be doing the demonstration. She's our partner here that in the mold. She's gonna do is it now?
I think it is.
Oh, but she's gonna do the presentation. Is it really? But anyway, like I said, if you have any, we are family owned and operated. So we've been here for, like I said, many years, so give us a call. We pick up the phone and talk to you. Even if you have somebody else doing the work or whatever, if you're confused, we will look at the report, the home inspection report, or the mold testing, and we'll sit there and analyze it for you and see what's going on too. There are different rules and regulations when you do testing, like you can't, Lisa will be coming into that too. You can't have a lot of people in the room doing air tests. So by saying that, you can cross-contaminate it. And Lisa's gonna bring up too that mold is transportable. So if you're in a house that has mold in it, you pack up that whole furniture and everything, you can cross-contaminate into your new home.
Oh, really?
Yes, so it is,
Serious.
yeah, it is, that's what I mean. But it only takes about 48 hours, 72 hours for mold to grow. We brought in a remediation company to explain a lot of things also about how they deal with mold, because you don't want a handyman doing mold, cleaning up mold. And they're gonna explain that because these guys are certified and they're insured. What we are, we're certified and we are insured too for for mold testing. So whenever you do a home inspector or mold testing, make sure they got insurance for mold testing. That is very good because if we miss it, we're insured, we'll come back and get it, take care of it, whatever.
Can I have a question?
Yes.
Will a newer home have mold?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit further. I used to do third-party inspection. 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, they used to build houses with mold in them on all the 2x4s. And they used to have it on all the drywall. Way back when, they used to put all the drywall outside, uncovered, get it wet. And I've seen this so many times, it'd be molded, to put it on the walls and paint right over it. Yes, and then again too, construction defects, I used to be an expert in construction defect cases on construction defects. PVC, our pipes would not be glued, and they'd come apart like in the toilets and different things too. You know, especially upstairs.
What year was this?
Early 2000s,
Wow.
70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So they have made a lot of changes since then. Now they cover up the lumber as you ship it again.
Have you seen any lately, like new builds, like after 2015? Have you seen any mold?
Lisa will explain that one.
Okay.
She just did one, matter of fact, about 2 years ago. And evidently they were moving a wall and they found mold all in the back.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was drywall
That
that
was
was set
drywall.
out on the street, you know, they were new builds and drywall was stacked in the driveways and it had rained. So the idea was that these people bought this house, it was brand new, they were just moving in. Upstairs there's a loft. They wanted the loft open to the downstairs, so they removed one wall. They didn't think there was any water in there, so they didn't worry about it. So they opened the wall while there's visible mold on the interior panel of that drywall. So they didn't know, and there was no water source in that wall because it was really just closing off that loft and they wanted it open. So when that happened, of course, you know, it was big enough that they were concerned and now they've cross-contaminated the area because they opened that wall. So I think the biggest thing with mold is you have to remember that even though it's dry and it's still present, once you do any type of demolition, you're gonna be subject to airborne cross-contamination. So that's a big thing when we talk about the handyman doing the work, as well as unlicensed and or people that don't have, see, I always push out IICRC as a certification for these mold remediation companies. A lot of people don't have it because it costs money. It's an investment in their company. So the whole idea behind that is they provide proper containment, meaning a zipper in, zipper out. We are trying to protect the area that they're working in because once they cut the drywall, it's gonna be airborne. Once they pull the baseboards, once they start doing any type of demolition, that's something that happens. So one of the things I brought with me is this is my trusty piece of drywall, but this kind of represents a border, whether it be your baseboard or your casing on your door. So when you have a flood, people don't see this because it's covered. Unless it's obvious in the sense that the baseboards are separating from the wall. Now you see discoloration. But the idea is that when you turn it over or you cut that drywall, you have to remember, this is just like the tip of the iceberg, right? So the back is why I bring this, because it has saturated up. On the inside of your walls, you have to remember that it is dry, it is cool, and it's dark. So, and you may be getting outside influence from heat. So either way, when you have an exterior wall or an interior wall, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Again, with the paint, now paint has primer in it, it's a lot thicker, it covers a lot, and it keeps everything at bay. Yes?
What about your baseboards in your bathroom?
Same thing. If you have a toilet leak or a vanity leak.
Or your shower?
Well, the shower usually has a shower pan.
Okay.
So the only concern in the showers in some of these older bathrooms is that they have small white tiles. When you see those small white tiles, it's typically on a home that was built with no waterproof system. Some of the 80s and 90s, those homes have white tiles that are put directly on the drywall. There is no waterproof system. So once that backing fails and or your grouting fails or your caulking that's keeping that in place, once it fails, you're gonna start seeing those tiles push forward. And then you know. And not only that, sometimes when there's enough tiles loose, they'll either fall off, and now your paper, your whatever paper's back there, that doesn't really prevent much, but in the way of drywall, it's gonna get saturated, it's gonna grow mold, and then it kind of bleeds through. So you'll see some other red flags that go with that. So what happened? You got it?
We're good now.
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna let her take
So-
over. She's already taken over.
He's just an intro person.
No.
So I'm gonna flip through here because it's a lot of information to cover in relation to water damage, and that's kind of where I'm gonna start because water damage tends to be the issue. I gotta figure. Okay, wait. So this is kind of what we do. We provide home inspections with regards to water damages. We're looking at your baseboards. We're looking under the sinks, around the toilets and the bathtubs, laundry rooms, and the water heater. Water heaters in Las Vegas almost always back to an interior wall, meaning that's a bedroom, that's a closet, that's something in there that people don't see. So we are inspecting for that very reason, that always at the lowest level, that's where water goes. It's always gonna find its lowest level, right? So we do have a moisture meter, and we carry infrared with us, and in order to determine if there's something active. And I want you to keep in mind too, I know there's a lot of home inspectors that write up in their reports that it's dry now, water staining with dryness, it's dry now. Just because it's dry doesn't mean that there's not mold there. It just depends on how much coverage that water actually got to, how far it got to go. And then think about, under the baseboards, into the walls, or just like I showed you on that drywall. Just because you're not seeing it visually doesn't mean there's not a problem. And it really, even though it dries up, you have to remember that if you have another water incident in a water area, you're gonna have it multiply, magnify, and be double what it was prior.
Can I ask you something real quick, Bill?
Sure.
When you go out to inspect it or whatever, are you doing an invasive?
No, we can, we do at times do more destructive type measures in order to get a sample, but that means maybe pulling the baseboard back enough to stick my swab in there. That means sometimes I drill a hole in a wall, it's less than a 1/4 inch round, and I put a tube in there and take an air sample of what's happening behind the wall. So it's nothing major as far as destructive measures, because we don't wanna cross-contaminate. We don't wanna spread the spores once you pull that, because sometimes it's behind the baseboards, but if I pull it all the way off, you're gonna activate those spores to go airborne. So the idea would be, as I pull it back just enough to be able to stick my swab in there and get my sample, and then we move from there. We take that to the lab and we get our results. So so we provide also interpretation of the lab results. You have sometimes people out there doing testing for you. They're just giving you a lab report, and you're expected to interpret that and or figure out what to do as an end result. Based on my training, I've always had, as far as indoor air quality, so again, the remedies for fixing some of that when we have airborne spores, that's the type of thing that I'm doing in relation to making sure that the carpet gets clean. Maybe there's a hard surface wipe down, maybe it's cleaning the HVAC, maybe it's just the coils. It just depends on my levels and what I'm looking at as far as the results from the lab. So we provide that report with any recommendations. Again, IICRC is a constant recommendation, because I've seen too many chop jobs in the sense that they come in here and once they open those walls, it's now cross-contaminated. Again, people that are highly sensitive, we have to think about that in relation to how they react. I've seen people welt. I've seen people that itchy, scratchy, they have respiratory issues, they're gonna end up in the hospital. Things can get really ugly really fast because some people are highly allergic to mold. I am not. Dennis will react in a matter of minutes. When he's walked into a home, he's like, I can't hardly breathe, I need to get out, I get my respirator. So it's one of those things where some people are highly affected, and then there's others that don't have any reaction at all, and I'm probably one of those. Briefly, I will tell you that we do asbestos consulting for any bulk sampling on the front end. Now, I can tell you that if you have to have remediation and you're in a condo or you're in a home prior to 1980, you're gonna require asbestos testing. It's a Clark County ordinance that has to be done, and then most of the remediation companies that are worth their grain and salt know they have to do that. So types of sampling, we do air quality, direct contact when we see something visual. We do in-wall cavities when we suspect something behind a wall that's maybe been patched or painted. We live in Las Vegas, we have a lot of patch, paint, and cover-up. So it's one of those things to keep in mind when you see baseboards that are expanding and they have a lot of caulking, or you see water staining, or you see paint. Those are things that we're looking at in order to ensure that there's not something hidden that we're not seeing, that we're not being able to see visually, if you will. We do carpet and furniture sampling. We can do that by way of the same air type of vacuuming in the sample, and then culture testing for like bacteria or mold. Yeah, so this is on, back to asbestos just a touch. We're just talking about the things that we see that contain the asbestos is the drywall compound and texture, vinyl flooring mastic, popcorn ceiling, roofing, or any type of insulation based on the age of the home. So that's what we're looking for. Again, we're looking for specific areas as far as water damage. Sometimes, like I said, it's the baseboard, sometimes it's that sink that's leaked under. You have to remember too, there's a lot of cabinetry that are self-encased, so we're not always being able to see that back wall, which is where a lot of the damage will be. What we are looking at is that cabinet. Is the cabinet swaying? Is it separated at the seams? Is there water saturation that we can see from prior? Yes, it's dry, but it's one of those things where it doesn't go away, it only goes dormant. So again, if you're in a water source area and you have another incident with water, best to make sure that that's thoroughly investigated. So these are some of the things we see. Even with the light staining, you can see where the mold's already here. A lot of times that's happening because of the baseboard trapping the water, but at the same token, if we look at this baseboard idea here, and then we remember that it's not just gonna be there, the baseboard, it's gonna be the tip of the iceberg typically. Depends again on how much saturation that we're getting. And then what type of mold. When I swab that and send it to the lab, there are specific types of mold that will tell you it's from long-term water damage. It's been there for a while and it happened, water doesn't stay one place, it's gonna spread. So these are just some pictures. Just a thought process with mold and how that happens. Most of the materials in the home, we're talking about drywall, we're talking about cabinetry, carpet padding, those are all subject to grow mold once they've been saturated. Carpet can typically be cleaned. First thing that needs to go is the padding. When they don't pull the padding out, you have to remember that once it starts growing mold, aerolizing when people walk over it. So sometimes it is such a thing as far as in home, like sick building syndrome or sick home syndrome that can happen when there's things happening with the home. When you have a flood and you don't properly remediate or get that restoration company out there to do the proper dry out, you're subject to growing mold. So different types of mold. We deal with a lot of molds that are considered allergenic, meaning they're gonna be common in the environment, meaning when you're outside. That's why when we do air testing, we do an exterior sample. It's our base, it's our control. It tells me what's outside and what's gonna be inside. When we're looking at the interior source or the interior lab results, when we do the mold testing, we always have an exterior for the purpose of control, because there's gonna be mold spores outside. We always should have less inside. Whatever that is, we should always have a measurement and it should always be less than. And when you have no comparison, then that's a red flag as well. So looking at those lab results tell me a lot when I'm interpreting those for you and or the purpose of your reporting and or recommendations. I kind of covered that. Moisture, mold's gonna grow as long as you have that water source and the materials that needs to grow on. Mostly just cellulose material, again, baseboards, drywall, cabinetry. This is also something we're looking at on an upstairs home when you have patio doors on the patio. Some patios and some of it's just poor construction, or they had the handyman put in their deck. Sometimes you have your slope going the wrong way. I've seen this. In fact, there's out at Lake Las Vegas, there's a bunch of properties there like condos that have the patios all sloping the wrong way. So when it rains, the water's coming into the primary bedroom closets but at any rate, part of our inspection is looking at the tax strip. We can see from that whether there's been prior water damage and then how extensive that's gonna go. This is what happens to your door wells when you have a flood. You can see the separation and the mold growth, and again, sometimes you're not seeing it, they're painted over it, but I see saturation levels. When I look at this, I think, oh, okay, that saturation, it had enough time, water sitting, for it to saturate up that casing. And in this case, it was from an exterior source. Most houses in Vegas do not have any type of gutter system and to detour the rain. So when we have rains, if it's a driving rain and you have no overhead, you're gonna get some intrusion sometimes with exterior. So we see a lot of different ways of water coming into the home and causing problems. This is underneath the kitchen sink. You can see when it starts separating like this, you're gonna have that swaying base. You have to remember that all of your cabinetry is made out of particle board. So when it gets wet, it's gonna grow mold. And then it has a liner on it. So you see that liner puckering out, you know that it sat there long enough, that water saturated enough to cause a problem. Mold doesn't always come in black. This is just a sign of some saturation that has happened over time, and then of course the closet sat closed up. Obviously, this is worst case scenario. Anybody in a condo that has a water heater above them, most condos are stacked. So you're gonna have water come down. This is what we've seen in the water heater closets. And this is, again, the water heater. This is my first experience, not my first, but one of them, where the water heater, the garage is painted. That was my first clue. Fresh paint in the garage. The water heater's been replaced. But this is what happened in the primary bedroom. They were putting new floor, they hadn't even moved in yet, they stripped all the floors, and so as soon as they pulled the baseboards off, this whole bedroom closet was filled with mold from the water heater. But they didn't see that upon inspection because the baseboards were in place, carpet in place. So yeah. More mold, different colonies, this is how it comes. This is water from the refrigerator, that's another place we look for the purpose of water damages, when those things get left undone. So this is the wall in the kitchen, this is the closet behind it. So nobody saw anything in the closet because they had personal belongings blocking full view and access. We talked about that, mold comes in different colors, allergenic and toxic. Just remember that it can be highly effective with people that are asthma, COPD. Cross-contamination happens, we talked about that a little bit, when people cut open the walls, but they don't have any proper containment, which is huge. It's why I push IICRC, because they know how to set that containment. They know how to allow that for people working inside the containment and running an air scrubber to clean and filter the air. So they have a protocol they use in order to make sure that they're protecting themselves as well as others as they work in that environment. Obviously, preventative measures, we're going to talk about that in a minute. So just kind of an example too, sometimes when you have a flood, sometimes they set up fans for the purpose of drying things out. And the reality is if you have a full-on flood, they either need to do a 1-foot flood cut or they need to do something similar to this in order to dry out the walls all the way. Dry out process, if they could catch that within the first 24 to 40 hours when you have a flood or a backup, the idea is to be able to vent those walls and get proper airflow in order to dry it out. And in some cases, they just need to do the 1-foot flood cut in order to get rid of all damaged materials and not have to worry about the after effects. This is kind of what a containment should be like, a zipper in, zipper out. It's taped from the floor to the ceiling. This is remediation. It's not something I do, but I am in those containments in order to do post-testing. So that's the important part. When you have water damages and you have remediation done, ideally at the end of the day, if you're selling that home or somebody's buying that home, this is what I'm asking for. Where's your remediation paperwork? Where's your testing results? Because that's gonna tell me that A, they did the job right, and the testing is clear and everybody can move on. Because once the testing is clear, they can break the containment and move on. This is kind of what my containments look like. They're taped off in order to prevent cross-contamination from any outside sources. Air scrubbers involved in order to clean and filter the air in there, and then the testing happens. Post-remediation, yep, conflict of interest when you're using the same company for the purpose of remediation as well as their testing. That is a total conflict. There are companies that do that. I don't agree with it, and it's not proper protocol. So we do, on that one, we do exterior, interior to see. These are things that were missed. As I go through here, these last couple ones are things that were missed from home inspectors. So not all of them, again, they're not all gonna catch it, and they're not all looking for the same thing. And they don't have, typically they don't have the insurance and the certifications go with it. It's just something they do on the side. So cautious when, and not only that, I've seen home inspectors give you a report and say, here you go, here's your report. If you don't know how to interpret it, it doesn't do you a lot of good. Okay, so that is my presentation in regards to mold and why we think it's important and why we have a separate as opposed to with your home inspectors. It's got to be it should be third-party validation or third-party inspection. A lot of times you're testing. What I will say, if you see something visual, sometimes you can go straight to remediation. You don't need to hire me to come in and take a test in order to validate that. I mean, when it's very obvious, it's when it's disguised and when you're not seeing it visually. But the idea would be is the remediation needs to happen, post-testing needs to happen, and then everybody's good to go. Everybody should be satisfied with that, as long as it's under proper containment and you have the paperwork that goes with it. And again, I wanna take a minute real quick to introduce, we brought Elevate and Restore with us. They are one of our preferred vendors when it comes to restoration remediation, but they also do a couple other things. And then Dennis is gonna come back up at the end, after mine.
So just real quick, just real quick introduction. My name is Mike Mendoza. I'm the owner of Elevate Restore. Been doing this since 2010. So we do water, fire, mold, did, biohazard for COVID cleaning. We did for a school district. We did we did norovirus cleaning. We do contents, pack outs. So like if one of your customers' houses floods or catches on fire, we'll pack out their entire house, take it back to our facility, clean it, restore it. Even for like mold situations, we packed out houses and cleaned all the contents and how to get that sampling and stuff done. We do anything from big high-rise towers, large losses, to small refrigerator leaks. It varies. We could take on it basically any project. Regarding like mold and stuff, that's one of the main big topics. We are ICRC certified, but we hold that AMRT certification along with the WRT certification, which is the water and mold. And many more certifications than that, but yeah, we handle basically any project, large, small. We do duct cleaning. We are a little more detailed with the duct cleaning because we do deal with fire and mold and things like that. So, but for inspections, we have free inspections. We also will charge for $300 for an estimate for the actual project. But if you do decide to go with us, we will roll that into the actual cost of the project. So, all right. Any questions for me?
Tell us what your duct cleaning starts at.
It varies. It's usually about 1,000, about that, just depending on the, but about the many of the, but as many of the units you guys have. But it's about 1,000 where it starts. So, all right. Any other questions? Good. All right. Thank you.
Okay, I'm back again. So one of the things, what I brought here also too, this is one of our promotions right here. Well, if we do you call us out there and do a survey for a property, for mold testing or for, survey, what we'll do, we'll give 3 of these away. These are flood busters. And what they do, you put them underneath the sink. How many people look underneath the sink every day? Once a month, once a year. Only when you're dragging something. But what these do, you put these underneath the sink, put them in a hot water tank, put them in your toilets, under all your sinks, and even in the laundry room. But what this does is very good. If you're there, you'll sound off. But if you're not at home, you take a vacation, what do? You want to shut your water off at the gate valve in the garage. It will shut off the water inside the house so you don't get a flood. Very, very important. That's where we get a lot of our calls due to the fact that people, hot water tank leaks or the refrigerator leaks. So we get a lot of calls for this one. But we're gonna give out 3 of these things today and 2 packages of 3. But anyway, you put them underneath the sink and what it does, makes that sound, but you got a date on it. So you just gotta replace it after the date's over. And it'll last about 3 or 4 years. So this is one of the things we give away, and
Who has not signed in yet?
Me.
we get them through Amazon, if you ever wanna go get further. So I highly recommend putting these under, I have them in my house. So,
Sometimes people have casitas that they don't always go in, or a bathroom they're not always using. It's those areas that can go and cause issues and without knowledge. So it's great preventative.
But, and yeah, we're trying to help you prevent from, and what we wanna do is try to educate your buyers also on how to prevent, so they don't call us up, or they don't have to call them up for floods.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot cheaper than that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're not a kidding, so just be a little
Hey, I
smart.
personally, he had one in the water water heater, and I was like, what the heck is
beeping?
that noise? Oh,
Yeah.
I know, I'm like, I had to call him, like, what is that? It's not the alarm, like, where is that coming from? He's, where are you? In the water, in the laundry room, and the water heater's in there, and so he said, sure enough, he opened it up, and it was
Yeah.
starting to go. and
The
so-
water
Where
heater's
do you put it?
leaking.
In a pan?
And you wanna
Yeah,
get
in
it
the
before it
pan.
works, yeah,
Yeah.
because I had it one time in the house too, the whole living room flooded, hot water broke, hot water tank. It only lasts 7 to 10 years because of our hard water. But anyway, we do have some giveaways. And, are you ready for us?
Anytime you are.
First of all, we're gonna give $50 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's my number.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, you come on up here and give yours away.
I was like, we have one too, but we totally don't. It's the opportunity.
All right,
So, yeah.
we have lots of prizes to
We
give
do.
out. So first is the,
$50.
and you gotta take me,
Yeah, and me.
15.
number, what the hell?
What website was that?
Yeah.
So first of the month is always like this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Number 11,
What's 11?
it's empty.
Mark gets it.
That's got my name in there.
I'm gonna put my name in it. All right, let's go another. Number 1,
That's you.
Ricky.
Ricky, there you go.
Yeah.
All righty. All righty, congratulations, all right? Now we got two bags. We're
And
gonna
just
give one.
for all of you that skip number 1 and go to it, you were first here, you could have got number 1. See?
Oh, I was gonna say.
Now we have a package of 3 of the Flood Busters. First one here.
First one is number 8.
See, that's me.
Sabrina.
There you go. All righty.
Thank you.
And we have another one here.
Another one. Number 3,
That's me.
Dawn.
There you go. All righty.
We have a Starbucks gift card, but I'm not aware how much it is, so surprise.
Mystery amount.
Yeah, mystery amount, but it's from Starbucks.
Number 16, Dave.
I used it this year, that's why.
Oh, you did?
Oh, guys, yes, I did.
You got it. Thank you.
All right,
Right, we also have a Starbucks gift card, but it will be emailed to you as more of
Okay.
a digital thing.
all right.
And usually we do it with business cards, gathering business cards, but
Okay.
I guess
I can
this
I
is
can
cool
email you
too.
a copy of this.
Yeah, that would be awesome,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Number
It was
Said
5.
five.
Number
It
5.
was 5.
It was 5.
Except for we need your email though, so that we can get you the beautiful. Thank you. Yes, sir. Here, I'll just take a picture of it.
All right,
You all
I
look
have
very
a
lovely.
question for Dennis though.
Okay.
What?
How much does a test cost?
Well, it starts about $225
Okay.
to
Is
come out there
is
and do
that
the
an
survey.
air test?
No, that's to come out there and do the survey
Okay.
to see if we need to do air test or if we need to do a swab test or in wall. Each test after that is $130 per test. So if we do an air test inside, and our samples only cover about 800 to 1,000 square feet. So if you got a 2,000 square foot house, I recommend doing 2 of them inside and 1 outside. So give us a call if you got any questions. We're here to answer your questions also. So,
Also, real quick, if you guys are on site walking that property and you see something that's skeptical or you're just not sure, I'm happy to look at pictures. I look at home inspections all the time, just to try to clarify, figure out how far and wide, what needs to be next steps, especially, like I said, a lot of times we're typically on the onset, we're doing it for the purpose of the seller in order to say, hey, look, you got a problem. But if it's obvious and there's things going on and it's questionable, I'm happy to